All of you who went to music school and have been complaining about not being able to use parallel fifths missed a huge part of theory. There's two parts of this. The first part is that music theory rules aren't actually like rules as in regulations. You are not forbidden to use parallel fifths in all music ever. They're more like rules as in characteristics of a musical style. And we can think of this as linguistic rules because linguistic rules define or characterize what it means to sound like you're speaking in a specific language. In English, for example, we don't use the mb sound at the beginning of words. That's just not part of what English sounds like. Other languages that have words that start like that, so like embira, for instance, when we use that in an English setting, we recognize that as English speakers that, oh, that's not an English word, but it's another word from another language. So you can say sounds that don't belong in the language you're trying to speak. It's just not going to sound like it belongs in the language. So you can think of different musical styles as different languages. So that's the second part of this. So the parallel fifths thing is a classical voice leading rule. So that means that having no parallel fifths is a characteristic of the classical style. So if you want to create music that sounds classical, then you don't use parallel fifths. And the reason that we avoid parallel fifths in classical harmony or like voice leading is because it makes like two voices that are doing parallel fifths, it makes them kind of merge together into one voice. So not only do you lose out on like having that extra voice there, it also means that those voices are no longer independent, which is one of the goals of like classical counterpoint. But other styles of music like Impressionism, Debussy has a ton of parallel fifths, or like rock music where they have power chords which are open fifths and they're using them all in root position, those are also parallel fifths. If you put a bunch of parallel fifths in a row together, you get this kind of like hollow sound, and that's what Debussy does actually a lot at the beginning of the Sunken Cathedral. So I will play you a part of that. It's loud enough. And I think that's intentional, one, because of the imagery of like a cathedral sinking. Like if you've ever been in a cathedral, you'll notice that it's like very big and hollow inside. So using parallel perfect fifths, I don't know what I'm doing here, fifths, is a good way to represent something visual like a very big, hollow, empty cathedral in sound. So you don't actually have to hate music theory for stifling your creativity because it's not actually doing it. It's not a bunch of regulations, it's just description.